It was Ajit Bajaj, a Padma Shri awardee, and his daughter Dia's first attempt at climbing Mount Everest, and despite life-threatening challenges, extreme weather conditions, and the arduous nature of the climb, they came back home feeling wonderful and proud. Over a decade ago, 53-year-old Ajit Bajaj, who runs a couple of adventure travel companies, became the first Indian to ski to the North Pole and the South Pole within a year. His elder daughter Dia trained at the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering in Uttarkashi before she undertook the 20-day Trans-Greenland skiing expedition in 2011. When she was 17, she climbed Mount Elbrus, the highest mountain in Europe, in 2012. She is now a graduate in environmental science. The daring father and daughter spoke to NDTV.com on 24th May 2018. Here are excerpts from the conversation. A year-long training.
Last year, we decided to climb the Everest. Training was super fun. We began by working out at a gym to get into really good shape. We ran and swam together. Then we did an expedition in Ladakh at 20,500 feet in August. The idea was to get out and climb together as a father-daughter team before the big climb.
We did 3 more training expeditions. We went to Nepal in December. We met our Sherpa team, bought equipment, and went over the Renjo La Pass. We went back to Ladakh for a couple of weeks, stayed with the army, and were lucky to spot a snow leopard.
When we were confident about ourselves, we attempted the climb from Tibet on April 10th and planted the tricolor on Mount Everest on May 16th.
Adventure is a way of life.
I was born in Dharamsala in Himachal Pradesh. My father introduced me to the outdoors. He took me out trekking in the mountains. I attended a school in Himachal and went to Delhi's St. Stephen's College, which had a strong outdoor club. I started climbing, rafting, skiing, and eventually took up adventure sports professionally. So now it's a hobby, passion, and profession rolled into one for me. I was lucky enough to introduce Dia early to the extreme outdoors, and she took to it naturally.
Ever since I was little, I have been outdoorsy and sporty. I swam in the school nationals and have a black belt in Taekwondo. I'm lucky to have Dad as my partner. We did cross-country skiing in 2012, and I was the youngest person on the planet to ski across the Greenland ice cap, which is the second largest chunk of ice after Antarctica.
The journey.
We were both in good shape, but we were still apprehensive. We had butterflies in the stomach, fear of the unknown. Halfway through our journey, there was a huge storm one night. We were climbing on steep snow slopes, and it was extremely hard with gusty winds blowing at 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. We were worried that our tent would disintegrate or get blown away with us. A lot of negative thoughts crossed our minds. We didn't think we would be able to go ahead that night. But luckily, the next morning the wind died down, and things fell into place again.
My mom was stressed out, but we kept in touch with her. She worries about us, but she has been our pillar of strength. There were no issues with the mobile network. In fact, the signals were pretty good. I even FaceTimed with my sister, who is in Switzerland.
The last night before the feat.
We didn't sleep much. It was really cold. The temperatures were anywhere between -35 and -40 degrees Celsius. We continued climbing, and to our shock, my oxygen mask malfunctioned. It froze, just an hour and a half below the summit. I couldn't breathe. I was pushing myself hard. Dia couldn't have waited for me. She was climbing well, and it made no sense to make her wait.
We were to do it together, but stopping at that point would have ruined my chances as well. So I kept climbing. It was a difficult call that we took.
Luckily, I found a spare mask and could resume climbing. I followed her up to the summit. I climbed as fast as I could to catch up with her. Dia reached the summit at 4:30 a.m. It was dark, but she was lucky enough to see the sunrise from the Everest. I reached 15 minutes after her. The mountain goddess was kind to us. We were both extremely emotional. Planting the national flag on the summit was a very, very special moment for both of us.
First thoughts. It was a lot of relief. We'd both done it. It was surreal. It took a while for the feeling to sink in. But the minute it struck us that it was a long, treacherous way down, scary thoughts clouded the happy high briefly.
Yes, getting to the summit was a big high. But we soon realized that going up is optional, but coming down is mandatory. It was another ballgame because you could see the scale of the drop and how narrow the path was and how dangerous it was going to be. We had to be really, really careful and focused.
Homecoming.
My wife, friends and a few others from our family came to the Delhi airport to receive us. When we reached our colony in Gurgaon in a coach that they had hired, we were surprised to see banners all over. The residents welcomed us at the front gate. There were garlands, dholwalas and mithai. That's the great thing about our country. Everybody joins in. And it just made it so special. It was very touching, emotional.
What next?
We are so exhausted. It will take time to adjust to this heat. We've been suddenly thrown from -40 to 44 degrees Celsius. It hits you so hard. But yes, there will be more adventures. We do have a bucket list, and it features a mix of climbing and adventure sports.
Girl child.
I've been really lucky because my parents have supported me in all my adventures. In our country, where adventure sports are usually associated with boys, my father has taken me on all sorts of adventures across the world. Through this expedition, we wanted to send out the message that girls can do anything and reach any height if they have the support of their families.